This is the tutorial for the mushroom hat or the toadstool hat. Um, to start, you have to make any of the methods that you prefer to work into the round. I personally prefer the chain 2 method. Most people like the magic ring or the magic circle or the cinch circle. That's all the same thing. It's just it goes by different names. Um, that one does hurt my arthritis to do, so I just like the chain 2 method. The only problem with the chain 2 method, it takes a little bit of practice to get the smallest hole possible, but it's so simple, okay? So, I made shorts of these, so if you need a tutorial for the uh to how to work into the circle, please look at my shorts. I made shorts so that you can just watch them over and over and over until you get the circle. So we're going to insert our hook into the back bump and pull up a loop. Now, in the tutorials, I was doing a half double crochet, and for the hat, we need to do double crochets. So that is what I'm teaching you right now. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 on your hook. And for the hat tutorial, you're going to want to put 10 of these double crochets into the circle. So just watch a couple of times. Yarn over, put your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Into the circle, pull up a loop, hook the yarn and pull through 2, hook the yarn and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the circle, pull up a loop, pull through 2, make sure the entire strand of yarn is goes through the hook, goes through the loop. Blah. You can count, if you lose track, you can count the V's, or you can count how many posts there are. So let's do the V's first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. V. The first stitch of the row is going to look weird, and because of that, if you're turning your work around, like working flat, not into the round, your last chain will be kind of hard to see, and a lot of beginners miss it because it's just a little different than all the other V's. These are called posts, and you can also count by counting those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, I did a half double crochet. It is totally okay. If you want to undo your work, all you have to do is pull your working yarn. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, and 10. Now you have this string here, and you could definitely leave it alone until the hat's done and weave it in at the end. However, I always put it in front and I just crochet over it. So let me do a final count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I'm going to put my hook into this stitch and close up the round around this tail. And I'm going to do a double crochet into the stitch that I just entered to close that round up. Now this round we need to do a double crochet increase into each stitch of the round. So in the first stitch I already have one double crochet, and all I'm going to do to increase that is add another double crochet into the same stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, and you just hold that yarn tail down and you work on top of it. Okay, go into that same stitch and do a double crochet. That tail is pretty well covered up. I'm going to just push it to the back of the work. And go into my next stitch here and do 2 double crochets. Alrighty. One and two. And 1 and 2. Make sure you're getting under both of the loops in the stitch. Sorry, I just had to grab more yarn. We are almost at the end of this round. The last stitch of the row, we're going to put 1 double crochet and the second double crochet. And we're going to close off the round again, so we're going to go through the first of the both loops of the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and just keep pulling that loop through the loop on your hook and tighten. And this is what double crochet increases look like. You can see that every stitch has 2. Now there are tons of ways that you can color change. This is the way that I prefer. So we're actually going to take out some of the work we did. We're going to be in the halfway point of where this double crochet, let me rephrase that. We're going to stop halfway done with our double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then we're going to stop. We're going to grab our new yarn color, and I'm just going to hold it with my finger at the base right here, and I'm going to grab it with my hook and pull it through the last 2. And now I'm going to find the purple string, and I'm going to tighten it real quick. And then I'm going to finish off our round with a slip stitch like we had. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through this loop, chain 1, and I like to pull these to the back to where that I can work over them, and I like to try and get the color from the previous row on top. And I just work until that tail is covered up, the blue one that I just added. Oh wait, no, I should put, this is the 3rd row of the pattern, so we're going to double crochet once and then double crochet 2 in the next stitch together. Okay, that tail is pretty good and woven in, and now I like to just drop that purple thread and usually cut it at the end of this round. Okay, let me show you how to do a double crochet decrease. Okay, so I'm going to do one normal double crochet, and then I'm going to do a decrease every other stitch, just because of how we worked the swatch up. So there was my normal double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Now I'm going to go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. And now I'm going to pull through 3 loops on my hook. And now I'm going to pull through just the last 2. And that is a double crochet decrease. 1 normal, and a decrease. Yarn over, do a normal double crochet, yarn over, go through the next stitch, and pull up a loop. Go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 3, pull through 2. One normal double crochet, and a decrease double crochet. I'm so sorry. It sounds like a dog is whining outside. I'm so sorry. I had to check. I did not see an animal outside. But my puppy is now outside, so I might have to get up and close the door. And you can see that this is starting to curl up because it's being decreased. Oh, look at that. When I said that, when I said earlier to make sure that all of the um, loop was on your hook, it's because sometimes you miss or you drop a strand of thread that makes the yarn, and it makes just a little bubble like that. So let me try and get all of this. I have to stop looking through the camera to fix this. Hold on. Okay, it's a little looser than all the others, but it's fine. I apologize for my voice. I did wake up very early to do this video, so my voice is a little rough. I have been drinking some water, but it doesn't matter how awake I am. I have morning voice for a couple of hours after I wake up. Did I, maybe that's a double crochet. I'm doing another project that is half double crochet, so my brain is trying really hard to do half double crochets. This is a decrease. Whoops. And to close the round, we have to do a slip stitch. Let me close with my door. And that is what a double crochet decrease looks like. There it is here, a normal one, a decrease, a normal, and a decrease. Now we're going to do, now I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet. So chain one, work into the first stitch that you, of the row that you slip stitched into to close the round before. Pull up a loop, wow, hold on. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. Pull up a loop, pull through both loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. Oh, I yarned over. You do not yarn over. And we're just closing this row up with a slip stitch. To finish your work off, because you did a slip stitch, all you have to do is cut your yarn and pull your hook up and just pull that string to tighten it. Now, you could just crochet over this purple and cut it right here. That's what I usually do because I did crochet over this purple. But for the sake of showing you how to weave in ends, I'm going to cut it up there. And I don't have a darning needle on this table, so let me go get a darning needle. I'm just going to take my needle, go into that back loop of the next stitch. And this is inside out. Whoops, I'm so sorry. This is inside out. I turned it inside out. So this is the back of your work, okay? Go into the back loop of that next stitch. And then I'm just going to see what loop my needle lets me get into. That is not going to show in the front, see? So I can't go there, but I can go over it and go through here. And just a little bit of wiggling, like very minor wiggling. I think that'll be fine. And then I just like to twist in the direction that the yarn is already twisted in. And try and, oh boy. This needle is not the best for this job. I don't even know where I got it, but it is not gonna do very good with. Okay. So you don't want to pull your thread like this because it's just going to be harder for you to weave in your ends. So I just pull it just a little bit like that, and then I just pull all the way through. And I don't have as much grip strength with that hand. The eye of the needle to be so strong, to be so small, is kind of wide. It won't go through this stitch. Okay, retreat, retreat, retreat. Let me just go get a better needle because this one's it. Yeah, no. Okay, I got a better needle. Now I'm gonna do what I was doing last time, where I'm just gonna fish out which loops are gonna let me go through with just a little moving. Okay, I'm not trying to force it. I'm just trying to help it. Trying to catch the back part of or well, for me right now, what is the front part of these loops. But because this piece is inside out, it's actually the back of the work. And then I snip this. Now for where we color changed, like I said, you can totally cut this off because we worked over it, and I don't have a problem with that. But some people are scared that it'll unravel. So what they do, they start out like we did with the other end, where they just kind of go in one direction, pick up a couple of loops. Okay, hold on. Sometimes I get discombobulated while I look into the camera. Okay, threaded my needle, so first we'll go through a couple of loops this way, and then they change direction. So we're going to go through a couple of loops back toward us. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to change directions and go back toward us using different loops. Okay? The thread is too small to stay threaded in the needle. Hold on, I think I want this loop. A lot of people say at least 3 different directions, like 1, 2, 3, and this is our third time we're changing directions. I think crocheting over it works. I mean, this isn't a piece that you are going to be washing a ton. It's a hat. But whatever floats your boat. And that's how you weave in ends. Now let's talk about sewing on dots. I have sewed on a couple of them. I have one of each dot left. And you can see that they have a really big chains or strings. That is because we're going to sew them onto this hat. So we're going to twist the yarn and thread our needles. If the dots are puckering like this and you don't like that, there are a couple of things that you can do. One of which is just like getting them as straight as you can and putting some steam on it, like from an iron. Don't touch the iron to the dot, just kind of hover over it and hit the steam button is what I do after I pin it flat. Or you can reach in and just grab one of these bars, one of these posts, one of the posts, and tack them down. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. I always start by slipping into the back loop of the next stitch. And let's see, the placement is really up to you. However feels right. And then kind of like how we did when we were weaving it ends, where we caught like this side of the hat not going all the way through, is how I find the best results. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. And I just go through the on this one I did both, where I did, to make them stand up a little bit, the back loop only, or to make them blend in a little bit, both loops of the stitch. So this time I'm just doing the back loop, and I'm finding a loop in the hat that's really close to where the loop is on the dot, and I'm just sewing it on. Oh, I'm so sorry, I keep bumping you. I'm trying really hard not to split. Oh, there, okay, there's. I'm trying really hard not to split the strands of thread of yarn under that I'm sewing into, just so that the stitch can be as strong as it can be. And now I'm going to go into the next stitch that I need to do, or have already done. And I'm just going to reach inside of the hat and pull my needle through. And if you wanted to stop any puckering, you just come up through and loop over a stitch, kind of like, let's see, what is a good stitch to do? It's buckering here, so I would go through here. It's buckling, so I would go through here and just go around one of the posts and go back through, and that kind of just tacks that post down and stops the buckering. Buckering? No, buckling or puckering, not buckling. Anyway, sorry. Now I'm going to go inside of the hat and go underneath. I'm going to hold my yarn here, and I'm going to go put my needle underneath this post of the double crochet underneath here. Sorry about the camera. And I'm going to go under, and then I'm going to go back and go through this loop, and I'm going to pull it. And that just creates a little bit of a knot. I keep hitting you, I'm so sorry. And that is how you sew on half double, or in the back loops. For this one, I'm going to sew it on through both loops. So I'm going to go through both loops of this stitch. And where do I feel like we need a dot? I'll do a tiny one up here, and I'll do this one like right there maybe? Maybe I'll do the tiny one over here. But I feel like right here is a really good place. The dots really don't matter. Go listen to your heart as to where they should go. Each one of my hats, the dots are in different places. Okay. And now I'm going to go through both of the loops of the stitch on the dot and go through this top loop here on the hat, and it's just a whip stitch. Oh, I'm so sorry, I wasn't in frame. Almost done here. Come on. Going into the hat. And I'm just going to go into this hole right here. I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to go my hook. My needle got unthreaded, so I'm just going to use my fingers. Okay. And now we have the little one. I'm going to put it here. And if you feel like your hat needs more dots, you can make more. I find that at least 3 of each size fills a hat, but if you want more, or if you're using different colors than white and you just want, you know, multiple colors of whatever on your dots on your hats, I find that if you go do any more than 5 of each size, your hat's just dots at that point. There's no mushroom. There's no base color showing through. It's 5 is a lot. Okay, come on. Need to. And as you can see, I move the hat around a lot just to get the right, I don't know, angle to do this. And I always do the first stitch that I started with twice. I feel like it looks more completely round and done that way. Oh, no! Wrong side. There we go. Just be careful around the edges because I have sewn through this side of the hat before. I had to take it out. Now, I'm going to flip this hat inside out. Now the hat is inside out, and I'm going to take my needle. My personal hat, I still have these strings. I haven't woven in my personal hat, so if you are a beginner and you don't want to do this, or if you're not even a beginner but you just know that you don't like weaving in ends, this is actually a really easy project to weave in ends with, but I understand. And you don't have to do this, but to complete the hat, all you have to do is kind of like loop through, like my dot is my dot is like here. So I'm just gonna go in a couple of directions, and this is antique yarn, so the spin of it isn't that tight. I'm gonna just use my hook instead of threading my needle for all of this. And I'm gonna snip it. There's that noise, like there's like a hurt animal outside, but I didn't see anything when I went out there. And when I went out there and I listened, I couldn't hear I didn't hear it anymore. I doubt you guys can hear it because I am using my microphone, but okay, I lost it. This one's also a bigger one. This one's a smaller one. Come on. There we go. Whoop. If you lose it under there, or if it's just, you know, what, not too short to make it through, that's fine. I've never had any of them like pop out. Okay. This one's a medium one. Alrighty. Up. And we still have one of our ends to weave the brown. I'll do that on camera too since you're here already. Now this time I'm doing it right side out, and that's fine too. Did I say that correctly? I'm doing this right side out, not inside out. And that is a finished hat, everyone.